Hello, my name is Caitlin Travis. I teach AVID at Vanston Middle School. I teach 8th grade. And this video is to talk to students and parents to let you know how are students selected for AVID and who is considered for the program. AVID's mission statement is to close the achievement gap by preparing all students for college readiness in a global society. AVID.org states, if you hold students accountable to the highest standards and provide academic and social support, that the students will rise to the challenge. We definitely believe that here in Mesquite ISD in the AVID program. We are a college readiness class, so we aren't about college. We don't just learn about the different colleges, we learn about how to be successful now and how to start preparing for college now. Statistically, if you wait until your last couple years of high school to think about college, you are already too late. And it's definitely important to start that much earlier. AVID stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. That means we want the students to advance by their own determination with some support and help from us. We are taking the steps necessary to be college ready now. And typically we find the students that are hardworking and responsible, that make good choices and avoid discipline issues and care about their grades, that will always go the extra mile. Those are the kind of kids we're looking for. Students ask me all the time, oh, AVID must be just the smartest kids in the whole world. Well, yeah, I certainly do believe that about my students, but you don't have to pass one specific test or be any specific label to be an AVID. There's actually about 16 things we look at to determine who gets to be an AVID. And every district is different. Mesquite does it probably a little bit different than other districts, but overall, the mission is to find students who meet the following criteria. We look for students who are historically underrepresented ethnically in colleges. We look at students who are motivated to go to a 4-year university. That's very important. If you don't want to go to a 4-year university, this program may not be for you. We want the students who want a job based on that 4-year university degree, a bachelor's degree. We look at grades. We look at the teacher's recommendation from elementary schools. We look at discipline history. We look at socioeconomic status, if you would be able to afford college or not, which the rate it's going these days is very, very hard to afford. We look at special circumstances. Any circumstance that you think is important for us to know, please help us by letting us know about it. And we most importantly look at student motivation. If you want to go to college and you want to do well in school, that is very important to us. There are only 45 spots for AVID at Vanston. There are over 100 kids that apply. I know that means not very many people get in, but I don't want to discourage you. I want everybody who's interested to try, because you never know. Just because we look at grades doesn't mean you have to have the best grades, and just because we look at star scores doesn't mean it has to be commended. We just look at them. That's all you need to know. Like I said, every district's different. We only have AVID in 5 schools in Mesquite. We are so lucky to have them in those schools, though, because it's such a good program. We have them at Vanston, McDonald, AC New, North Mesquite, and West Mesquite. So the reason we don't have it in a lot of schools is because it is a very expensive program. Basically, we have college tutors come twice a week, paid college students, so they're not doing this for free. It's not a volunteer thing. And they help students with any questions they have in their pre-AP classes. So if you are a student who really wants to sign up for pre-AP, you think it's going to challenge you, but it might be kind of hard, AVID is going to help you through that with these college students that come twice a week. It is very important, if you make it into AVID, that you have your TRF done on the day the college students come. The TRF stands for Tutorial Request Form, but actually here in Mesquite we call it an SGF. So in the AVID world, it's a TRF. In Mesquite, it's an SGF. SGF stands for Study Group Form. So when those college tutors come, we have study groups. And if you have your study group form done, you're very likely to pass the AVID elective class. If you are not doing them, if you forget them, if you lose them, then it's going to be pretty tough to pass the class, because we spend about 40% of our time doing SGF study groups. Okay, so when we look at the students who have applied, we will do a brief interview. It is just so we can get to know the student. So please don't be nervous about it. It's just to get to know you and to see if you really are interested in a 4-year college degree one day. There are students who are GT Math and Science who make it into AVID. We cannot take GT English students only because an AVID student will be in a pre-AP English class. So if that sounds scary, don't let it sound scary. Miss Hudson and myself are always going to help students who need help in English. We have English backgrounds, so we help you through it. It is a lot of work. It's not easy, but it's doable. So if you are GT and you're interested in trying for AVID, go ahead and try. We can't always take all GT students because most GT students will get scaffolding and, or I'm sorry, not scaffolding, they will get help for college in high school, so they may not have an academic need, but there are some GT students who have an academic need to be in AVID, and we gladly take them. So please don't let that discourage you from trying for it. Parents cannot want it for the student has to want it. Teachers cannot want this for the student has to want it. It is all about the student's individual determination. So we cannot take a student into the program just because the adults in their life want them in the program. This is all about the kid. And so I cannot emphasize that enough. There's tons of kids who would do great in this program, but they have to want to be here. Biggest question I get is, does AVID take up an elective? In 8th grade, yes. In 7th grade, it does not. In 7th grade, AVID takes place of a reading class. So 7th graders who are in AVID will not take a reading class. That's why we look at your STAR scores, because if you don't pass STAR, I can't put you in AVID because you got to have a reading class. We want you to be successful on STAR. So I think that clears up most of the questions about who is selected for AVID. Just remember, it's all about the individual determination and the desire to go to college for the most part. And if you have any questions, you can send me an email. Thank you.